Luka with 25. You got the 41 on the second night of a back-to-back, pouring in 24. You're plus 21 from deep, and not to mention, as I just clarified for Chris McGee from downtown, you hold your opponent to a season-low 93. Pick your poison. It was a good night for the Lakers.
It's a perfect storm tonight, coming off a loss. Getting some key players back gives the team just enough confidence from the beginning. You're getting Rui back. You're getting two centers back in Ayton and Hayes. And so when you have players together, and of course JJ's been putting a lot of emphasis on the defense, and these guys know they are better defenses they've been showing. So a good night to get that going again when you get some familiar faces on the floor. And then I thought the execution was great. I thought the defense was good. Toronto did get some offensive rebounds that gave them some opportunities to hit some threes to get them back in the game. But I thought overall, Ayton, I thought Marcus Smart doing a pretty good job handling his position. And then, just a good team effort on the defensive end, Fish.
Yeah, no, the team looked connected. I mean, sometimes the struggles can not demoralize you as though you're giving up, but everything feels heavier. I thought JJ mentioned in some pregame sound about the joy for how they play when they're playing well and things are going well. They haven't lost that entirely. And you got a chance to see that tonight with main guys back on the floor. They didn't look like a team that has lost belief in who they are and what they can accomplish. And this is a great quality win, especially before getting out on the road and not seeing your home court for a while. Always felt like these were like two wins. Just because of how difficult it is out on the road. You do not want to lose that last home game.
It's also a great sign when you come off a post-game presser from your head coach less than 24 hours ago and hear the word joy tonight after hearing him talk about how challenging things have been lately, especially for the Lakers. And so to be able to flip that around is a great sign in terms of just the quickness to bounce back. But also, you mentioned guys being healthy, back in action. So tonight you get your two bigs back. You get Luka Doncic back, of course. But with DeAndre Ayton, I want to give some love there because we've talked a lot about him and he's been candid about it too, wanting to be more involved and be able to make an impact. It's one thing to say it, it's another to follow through with actions. And on a performance like tonight, when you pour in 25, but you're perfect 10 of 10, the 13 rebounds, big game, just the locked in, the focused, the block from him. It's a big night for DA.
You need him.
Yeah.
You need him every night. You got to focus on allowing him to do this every night. Now, he's not going to score 25 points every night. He's not going to go 10 for 10, but he does have to be a threat. He's so efficient in that area right there. When he gets it in the paint, he can hit the 12-footer. He makes really good decisions when they collapse on him and getting it back out. So why not let that be a part of your strategy every night? Keep him involved. When he's catered to, he'll give you some good production, high performance, and a really good effort. Sometimes when he's out on the perimeter, maybe the ball's not moving as much as it should be, I'm not sure. But he got some nice over-the-top lobs. He got some nice jump hooks. Just being on the floor and the way he moves and puts pressure on the defense is a big asset for the Lakers.
It's really hard to score in the NBA just playing one-on-one isolation basketball. And, as we think about this team, DeAndre Ayton's screening, which is something that the coaching staff has spoken about before, his screening is what starts offensive advantage for the Lakers a lot of times. Luka's really good at one-on-one. That's not LeBron's best attribute at this point in his career. So you're really relying on pick and roll and screening actions to start creating advantages numerically. And so DeAndre being back in the lineup, it's not just to pick and roll with him getting lobs or the 2 points himself, but it starts the defense in rotation. And then it allows more guys to get involved. And, Rui being able to get back on the floor and have 10, 11 field goals again tonight, those are all good signs. But it starts with kind of DeAndre anchoring the offense with the screening, and then the 13 rebounds to finish defensive possessions off.
You mentioned defense, and when I listened to what you were saying, I'll come back to you on this, Fish. It also, I feel like what you're saying is it's kind of screaming the role delineation and understanding your role and playing that to a T night in and night out. And I want to transition this conversation just a bit because Jared Vanderbilt, Mike Trudell gave a huge hit there in the fourth quarter until he got that steal and had that nice little in and out move, hesitation, had the fans loving it in the open floor there. He hadn't taken a single shot but he's got 9 rebounds. He's got 2 steals, a block, an assist, 2 blocks, plus 25. When you talk about coming together as a team, everyone has a role to play. Everyone has a part to play. And he's a guy that he doesn't necessarily need to score the basketball. You want him to hit the open shot when it's there, but that kind of impact, you can't put a price on it.
No, you cannot. And you need guys on quality championship contending teams to be able to accept that as their role. With LeBron and Luka out and Austin Reeves out, it's easy to start to feel like maybe you should be more involved offensively. And so you could almost struggle at times when those guys are out, when you're more of a role player, low volume guy, because you're trying to figure out, well, where are your shot opportunities? On a night like tonight, with Luka back in the lineup, Rui back in the lineup, LeBron, now I'm not thinking about offense at all. I don't even have to make that a part of my focal energy. It's rebounding. And I'm sure the coaching staff on a back-to-back spent some time watching some clips, watching some film, kind of helping Vando recenter himself on, like, these are the things we need for you to impact in terms of winning. He was able to go out and do it tonight.
Allie, when my mother played basketball back in the late 40s, they had 6 women on the court. 3 on offense and 3 on defense, and they never crossed the court. Vanderbilt's one of those guys is defense. That's like Fish just said it. He don't need to score. He don't care about, making buckets unless he has an opportunity like that. But you mentioned his stats, the thing that he gets: rebounds, blocks, 9 rebounds. But there are so many other things that he does on the floor that his teammates recognize that they need him. A stunt here, a little help here, just a helping get back. Little things that he does that don't show up on the stat sheet that coaches absolutely love. He puts pressure on people. He's always handsy, and you just can't measure everything that he does because he does a lot for the team on that end.
You know how much fun it would be if we could go back to only playing one end of the floor? 3 on one, 3 on the other. That's what I gathered from that.
A lot of guys would enjoy that.
They should be on the defensive end, aren't they?
Yeah, for sure.
I love the defensive end. That's 7 straight wins against the Raptors for the Lakers as they improved to 25-16 on the season. As we check out the highlight of this one, in case you're...
And then just with the rotation change, you get some guys back, but Timmy going back in with alongside Ayton, I believe, to start the second. And what did you see with, or was it Jackson?
It was DA.
Yeah. So what did you see from kind of thinking, hey, this is a spot, we want to put him in, give him a shot, and how did you feel like he did?
Oh, he was great. He certainly earned a spot coming off last night where he played phenomenal, and you get the clipboard. Just we had talked about it, so I knew it was coming, but it's still like a little jarring to see the Vando, Drew, DA, like it's a LeBron. That's a big lineup, and they did a good job of playing out of the post during that stretch, and we also were able to get some stops and run. So I thought they did a good job.
JJ, you can run stats and figure out the first player to do this, it's Ben or whatever, but tonight's DA is the 3rd player in Laker history to go at least 10 for 10 with 10 rebounds. It's him, Wilton, Mitch Kupchak, all time. Just how good was he tonight for you, and what did you see in addition to the efficiency, just like spirit-wise from him?
Yeah, he was phenomenal. I mean, he's had a number of these games where he scores efficiently, but really just from a production standpoint to get 20 plus points, 10 plus rebounds, that he's had games like this. It's a huge thing for our team, particularly against teams that read, and that's where I thought he made a huge difference today. There were a couple passes early that we threw to him. One was a lob, one was we were trying to get a steal in early offense for him, and we didn't get him the ball. One was a little high on the lob, and then the other one got deflected, and I thought our guys just continued to trust him, and as the game progressed, he made some really tough catches in traffic, and then was able to score the basketball.
Rui hit a third quarter when it was kind of anybody's game, and it didn't seem like he had as much rhythm since he came back from the calf prior to tonight. What did you see out of what was working for him?
Yeah, well, there was a game earlier this week where he felt like he made a few shots, and then last night, got into a little bit of rhythm. So it's starting to come. The minutes restriction, I think, for him is tough. We were able to expand that tonight. We still had a couple minutes.